Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I am your host, Brian Scott. I've done many episodes on prosperity and abundance for this podcast, and we've talked about what true prosperity is. Not just money, but having true prosperity in your life. And it has long been my goal to be a facilitator for you to transform your life into one of absolute prosperity. So let's talk about this further. I've developed affirmations, techniques, ideas that you can use to create prosperity, and I recommend that you check out my previous episodes on true prosperity, becoming abundant, the secrets of prosperity, and my large sums of money meditations. I have an entire course taught over 3 days that is designed to create large sums of money that come to you in your life. But I wanted to spend an episode to give you a blueprint. It is sometimes very helpful when you decide to set forward that you have a map of where you're going. We must remember that the map is not the territory. You have a game plan, a blueprint that you follow that oftentimes can change. But by following this blueprint, this structure, it gives you steps that you can follow to become prosperous. This is 99% in consciousness, as I explained in that episode on true prosperity, that you find prosperity consciousness within the light of all things. But there is 4 major quadrants that you must really understand to get into for your blueprint, and that is mindset and personal growth, financial planning and literacy, education and skill development, health and well-being, and community and relationships. These sectors create a blueprint that you can follow. And I want to discuss this and go over it with you. The first is mindset and personal growth, which we've covered very extensively so far. You must have a positive mindset. You must look at money from a positive point of view. For many, this is an uphill battle because you have been taught about money from your parents, from your culture, from the media, and oftentimes these particular beliefs that have been instilled within you work against you, give you a feeling of lack, and limit your ability to see the world as it should be. You must believe in yourself and cultivate self-belief and confidence. The way you perceive your own abilities and potential will influence your outcomes. You must believe that you are rich, that you have the ability to create prosperity, the ability to create abundance. You must have this belief within you. And if you are at the point where you don't even believe you have this ability, that's fine. That gives us a starting point. That's a belief that we need to change, an idea that we need to reprogram within you. The second step to this is to visualize success. You must see yourself as successful before it happens. Everything that you see around you started out in the mind. The chair that you're sitting out started out in the mind. And anything we end up accomplishing or achieving or experiencing oftentimes comes with a thought before. In order for you to have success in your life, you must see yourself within a successful reality. You must visualize success. Now, of course, there's always people that say, Brian, I can't visualize. I simply don't have the ability within the architecture of my brain. My doctors told me I cannot visualize. Oftentimes, I find this to be a limiting belief, and in many cases, I've taken people who say they can't visualize to a place where they actually do visualize. But you can create pictures in the external of yourself being successful. Put your picture up, talking to a large group of people. Put your picture up as a top 10 bestseller. Whatever it is, give yourself a ways and means for you to visualize your success. If you cannot do it within your mind, create a graphic visual representation through whatever means that you can find. Spend time visualizing your desired outcomes. When you do this, when you continually visualize the desired outcome and yourself within it, as Neville Goddard taught us, as Joseph Murphy taught us, as Jose Silva taught us, visualization helps train your brain to recognize what resources and opportunities might be available for you. Within this positive mindset, you must stay adaptive. Be willing to adapt, learn, and grow. Change is inevitable, but personal growth is a choice. What I often find for people that are struggling in a limited poverty mindset is that they are stuck in their old ways. And I will say, hey, this is what you need to do. And they'll say, I can't. This is not what I do. I have my daily habits, my daily routines, my daily schedule, and that's what I do. They simply won't adapt and change. I have met somebody that could literally be a millionaire if they woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning. They simply can't. They have to wake up at 10 or 11 every day, and because of that, they miss out on huge, easily obtained opportunities, and they're not able to adapt in that particular way. One thing that you must be aware of within this economy, within this reality, within the time and space that we're located within in this creation, that everything's going to change. The world changes, technologies change, people change, the media changes, and we are in an environment or simulation of constant change. You must be willing to adapt, learn, and grow. So something might come along that completely takes your bread and butter. For instance, you might be a graphic designer and suddenly AI comes out of the blue and makes it super easy for people to do what you are doing for a living. You can either sit back and become super saddened by this and dwell on what you could have had, or you can adapt and take these new technologies and become a first adopter. Show other people how to use these technologies and take them to the highest level. There's always going to be a point where you have a choice. You're going to have a choice as the world changes. Your choice is to sit and think about the past and stay in the past programs, or adapt and commit to the future. Which brings me to the second portion of mindset and personal growth, and that is goal setting. You must have the ability to set a goal. I have found in almost all cases that people that are highly prosperous, that have found prosperity in a number of ways, are very good goal setters. This goes beyond just visualizing, but having SMART goals, setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. I'll make $100 more this week than I did last week. They're very specific with what they say. I'll make 10 more sales this week than I did last week. They're able to break down the goals, and they take the large task that they are trying to accomplish. Say they want to make $1 million, and they break down that goal. When you think about the $1 million, it can be overwhelming. But you break it into a smaller goal that you need $85,000 a month. And then once you break that into a daily goal of $2,740 some odd dollars every day, which can be broken down into $114 per hour, which can even be broken down to $2 a minute. Once you start to look at what you need to accomplish given that time variable, you can break it down. Oftentimes breaking it down makes it easier for you to accomplish. Break them into smaller, more manageable pieces. Also, in goal setting, regularly review your goals, keep track of your progress, and reassess if necessary. Check your goals once a week, once a month, whatever is natural for you. Oftentimes, a monthly goal is easiest. You can see how much money you made on your paycheck for that month. You can set new goals. I know a lot of people that will set goals for monthly or yearly goals, and then they never think about them again. Even if you've put them up on your wall, you have to have some way of breaking down your progress and seeing if you're moving towards your goal. If you're not, you can make adjustments. It's always a learning experience. And that is the mindset and personal growth. Really, if you break it down into those things, if you change your mindset, make it positive, visualize your success, stay adaptive, and then set goals that are smart and break them down and regularly review them, you're almost there, and that is the beginning of your blueprint. The second part of the blueprint is financial planning and literacy. This is something that I had to learn. It took me a while. And so that includes, at the beginning, saving and investing. Putting some money that you have aside, putting the money that you make in a discernible fund. Create an emergency fund. Create a fund equivalent to 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Diversify your investments. If you have all your money in stocks, break it out into bonds and real estate and other investment vehicles. so all your money's not in one basket. Become consistent at saving. Commit to setting aside a certain amount of money or percentage of your income regularly. I recommend the book Prosperity Consciousness, and there are some amazing teachings out there on the proper ways to save. What I have found, if you don't know the best way to save, would be to follow the 50-30-20 budget. Spend no more than 50% of your income on must-haves or expenses that must be paid no matter what, such as rent or mortgage, utility bills, health insurance, and so on. Then 30% of your income can be spent on your wants, such as cable TV, new clothing, dining out, traveling, whatever. And then 20% of your income should be used toward building your financial future, putting it aside. Once you start to do this, you can even break down the ways that you save your money, including a portion of it that you wish to spend later on, and even designating a portion of your savings that you will never spend ever, that it moves beyond this life. When you start to break your money into these compartments, it becomes very powerful as a blueprint for your prosperity, a guiding principle that can help you immensely in your journey towards prosperity. The second part of this is to limit debt. I've addressed how to deal with debt on a level of consciousness through a number of teachings, through affirmations. It's very difficult and can be a trick, because when you focus on debt, you're always going to get more debt. You need to focus on the money that you have coming in and seeing that prosperity instead of just simply looking at the debt that you owe. Make it your intention to pay off high interest debt. Debts like credit card balances, they can erode your financial health. And borrow wisely. If you need to borrow, do so with a clear repayment plan. The next level of financial planning and literacy is to have a budget. Know where your money is going. Allocate funds. Assign every dollar a purpose, whether it's for bills, savings, or investments or entertainment. At least try to do this. Don't simply look at your account at the end of the month, not knowing how much money that you've spent or where it's gone. When you start to track this, you become better aware, and in some cases, it actually makes it possible for you to become more prosperous. The third component to this is education and skill development. Formal education, get degrees or certifications that boost your earning potential or job prospects. Take online courses. You can use Udemy or Coursera or Khan Academy that offer courses on various subjects. You can learn about this, stay curious, stay inspired, but most importantly, read regularly books, articles, listen to podcasts on subjects that interest you regarding prosperity. Make it a part of your daily learning so you're continuously learning different techniques and ideas around money and prosperity. The next part of this is the network that you form, and this can be the most important in some cases. You have professional associations, you join associations related to your profession or interest, you have social networks, you engage in platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook to connect with professionals in your field. Make it your intention that you meet people in your field, that you network with people. When you do this, you meet people that have common goals, that have skills that you can utilize, and there's win-win scenarios where people can come along that are good editors, but maybe you have a video you want to create, you're not a very good editor. And when you form these networks, you find people that can really help you out. The fourth thing that some people never really consider with prosperity is health and well-being. If you're unhealthy in any way, if your physical health is deteriorating, you're not going to be prosperous. You must be at a certain level of health in order to maintain a prosperity consciousness. This can, of course, be done with regular exercise, incorporating physical activity into your daily routines, having a balanced diet, eating a variety of foods that nourish your body, eating clean, becoming aware of the way your diet works. The second portion of health and well-being is mental health. It's very important that you don't let stress take over your life. You find ways to manage stress like meditation or yoga or simply taking regular breaks, because stress can take away your prosperity. Seek support. Talk to friends, family, and professionals if you feel overwhelmed. And the fifth major aspect is community and relationships. You must foster relationships in order to be prosperous. can be with family and friends. Spend quality time on these relationships. And mentors. Seek out individuals who can guide you based on their experience into a prosperity state. If you're going to be a part of the community in which you are receiving prosperity, give back, volunteer, offer your time and skills to cause that resonate you. Donate if possible, contribute to charities or causes you believe in. It is a lifelong commitment to be prosperous. It's not a one-time act. It's a lifetime commitment to growth, adaptability, and persistence. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and learn from setbacks. Remember, prosperity isn't just about wealth. It's about holistic well-being and contentment in all areas of your life. Now, in gathering this list, I have some tips that might be of interest to you that I have experienced in my life, things that I've done that will help you. And the first is set boundaries and create a work-life balance. In your journey for prosperity, you can end up working too hard. You ignore your family, and then you're not truly prosperous. So create your new self-confident life. Realize that you deserve time for just you. There is a boundary between work and home life, and we become aware of it more and more with remote working. It becomes blurred. Don't let yourself feel the pressure of always being available. Set an end to the day and stick to it. Give yourself time to yourself. Be generous in your service to others, as I believe that the key is being of service to others. When in service to others, you will find a greater ability to find prosperity. First of all, instead of focusing on trying to make money, put your time and energy into creating value for others. Remember that money is simply a medium for exchanging value. Stop focusing on the effect of receiving money and start focusing on the cause of value creation. Start a business as a way to share your passion, your talents, and your knowledge with the rest of the world. Ask yourself how you can express your talents in a way that benefits others. Do your work with love. Just as resentment poisons your work, doing your work with love adds more value to it. There's a novel titled Like Water for Chocolate by Mexican novelist Laura Esquivel. The protagonist, Tita, is a woman who loves to cook. When she cooks, her emotions become infused into her cooking, affecting all those who eat it. Think of the work that you do in the same way and make sure that you infuse it with love. So look for ways to have a positive impact on society through your business. During times of recession, people cut back on the fluff and they become more sensitive to receiving genuine value. This means that if you sell fluff, you'll do poorly. But if you're providing genuine value, you'll do fine, even in a recession. Stop looking for happiness outside of yourself. For example, stop thinking, I'd be happy when I have 6 months of expenses saved up in the bank, or when I can finally move out of this dingy apartment. Tap into the happiness that is already within you and let it flow from you through your work. Now, what I want you to do is ask yourself, when I imagine totally diving in and working hard to make more money, what thoughts pop into your mind that make you feel like you're not going to succeed? These are your limiting beliefs, and you have to work on eliminating those limiting beliefs. So make a list of the reasons why you think that you're not making as much money as you would like to be making. These are excuses. Stop making them. If you feel that you're creating value but you're not making money, it's because of one of two reasons. Either you don't perceive what you're offering as being valuable, or they're telling you that's not good enough, or that's not what we want. You need to go back to the drawing board with the feedback that you've received and improve what you are offering. Or secondly, you're not doing a good job of delivering the value. For example, if you have a blog and you produce great content, but you have low traffic, you're not doing a good job of delivering the value. Think of ways that you can be more valuable. If people don't want to buy what you're selling, or they don't want to buy it at the price that you're selling it for, don't take it personally. This is the marketplace responding to what you're putting out there. It's simply the law of supply and demand. Modify your offer accordingly. In order to make more money, you have to feel that you deserve it. If you don't give yourself permission to make more money, then regardless of how much value you provide, you're going to unconsciously look for ways to sabotage yourself. After all, people will go to great lengths to maintain consistency with their self-image. Give yourself permission to stop seeing yourself as the type of person that makes $15 an hour and see yourself as the type of person who makes $150 an hour. Over-deliver on a consistent basis. If people feel that $20 is a fair price for your book, sell it to them for that price and add a bonus charge, what you're worth, but then just give a little bit more. That way you're adding to the value of the world with each transaction. It helps to think in terms of opportunity cost. Money that you spend today on buying shoes or that purse is money that you could have put to work for you. If your income increases, don't adjust your expenses accordingly. Instead, invest the additional money in your future. Most importantly, identify the things that matter most to you. What are you truly passionate about? What makes you come alive? Who are the people in your life whom you love spending time with? What truly brings you pleasure? What are the absolute must-haves in your life? What can you not live without? What do you need to thrive? Think about these questions. Ponder them. Go through them. It's very helpful to have this set of tips. I'm constantly looking to see what other people say on their own path to prosperity, writing it down, changing and adapting the ways I go about it. Your blueprint must use the law of attraction. Positive thoughts bring positive circumstances. Like attracts like. You receive the energy you put out into the world. Make it good energy. Draw opportunity to you and feel confident that you will receive abundance and prosperity back when you make it a point to set that energy forth. Research the law of attraction. Study what other people say about it. It's both very simple and incredibly complex, but understanding it is a game changer. And look at where you're at in your prosperity journey and see how you've attracted that. If you feel limited in some way, then evaluate what you've done to limit yourself up to this point. There's always an answer for you. If you find that you simply can't find clients or you don't have enough savings, there is something from your past, some experience or habit or belief that has created this in your life. You have the power to change it. Once you take responsibility for your life, you will find greater power in attracting the things you want. Oftentimes I meet people in a poverty mindset that are blaming the entire world on everything. My dad did this terrible thing to me. I had this terrible event when I was a kid. I was hurt by my friend. And they list all the bad things that have happened to them. And they say, it's just not fair. I've had to encounter all these obstacles and I'm not prosperous because the world is so unfair to me. Imagine for a second that all of the things that happen to you are your fault. There are things that you are responsible for. You thought about them, you created the frequency or energy that attracted these moments and events into your life. Now it's harsh to take that medicine. It's harsh to come to the realization that you created everything. But to truly understand the power of the law of attraction when it comes to prosperity, you must take responsibility for everything in your life. Every accident, every bankruptcy, every bad merger, whatever it is, you take responsibility for it, because what happens on the other end of that is that you have the power to change whatever you want. When you realize, yes, I did all this. At first it's hard. It's hard to acknowledge the mistakes that you've made in thought. But once you realize that you have the power, that you did all this, then you realize you have the power to change it. Then you can set the clear goals that you want, and you won't disrupt those goals by the things or energy that you're within. The final step is to affirm these portions of our blueprint. I've created some affirmations that you can use for each portion of this blueprint. Remember, our blueprint is mindset and personal growth, financial planning and literacy, education and skill development, health and well-being, community and relationships, and our lifelong commitment. Within that, looking at our mindset and personal growth, we need to say to ourselves regularly, I believe in my abilities and see endless possibilities for growth. Say it with me. I believe in my abilities and see endless possibilities for growth. Next, we can say, I am worthy of success, happiness, and prosperity. I am worthy of success, happiness, and prosperity. The next thing we would say is that every challenge I face is an opportunity for growth. We realize that we will encounter challenges, and those are opportunities. Once again, every challenge I face is an opportunity for growth. The second portion of this blueprint is financial planning and literacy. If you feel like you're not quite there in your own literacy and financial planning, we can begin with affirmations to change our subconscious mind by saying, I am in control of my finances and make wise decisions to secure my future. Once again, I am in control of my finances and make wise decisions to secure my future. We say, every dollar I save and invest brings me closer to financial freedom. Every dollar I save and invest brings me closer to financial freedom. And finally, I am disciplined in managing my money and always find ways to increase my wealth. I am disciplined in managing my money and always find ways to increase my wealth. In order to increase our education and our skill to create a greater level of prosperity in our lives, I like to affirm that I am a lifelong learner, always eager to expand my knowledge and skills. Say this again with me. I am a lifelong learner, always eager to expand my knowledge and skills. You can say, the more I learn, the more doors of opportunity open for me. The more I learn, the more doors of opportunity open for me. And finally, regarding the networks that we have, my network is constantly expanding, bringing in new opportunities and insights. My network is constantly expanding, bringing in new opportunities and insights. When it comes to health and well-being as it relates to your prosperity, we must state, I prioritize my health knowing it's the foundation of all success. I prioritize my health knowing it's the foundation of all success. We are not making our prosperity the priority over all other things. Next, we say, I listen to my body and mind, nourishing them with what they need to thrive. I listen to my body and mind, nourishing them with what they need to thrive. And my well-being is paramount, and I take steps daily to ensure I'm at my best. My well-being is paramount, and I take steps daily to ensure I'm at my best. For community and relationships, I say I am surrounded by love and support from my friends and family. I am surrounded by love and support from my friends and family. The more I give to others, the more abundance flows back to me. And then I say I am a valuable member of my community, and my contributions make a difference. I am a valuable member of my community, and my contributions make a difference. I say I am committed to my journey towards prosperity and embrace every step. I am committed to my journey towards prosperity and embrace every step. I say every day I move closer to realizing my goals and dreams. Every day I move closer to realizing my goals and dreams. And finally, I celebrate my achievements and learn from my setbacks, knowing both are a part of my journey. I celebrate my achievements and learn from my setbacks, knowing both are a part of my journey. Keep these components of your prosperity blueprint in mind when you create your own affirmations. Say these affirmations on a regular basis in front of a mirror as you start your day, if possible. Feel the truth behind each one. That's the key. And over time, they'll help shift your mindset and beliefs towards a more prosperous and abundant blueprint for your life. There are an infinite variety of tips and teachings available to us that can help create wealth, prosperity, and abundance in our lives. This can be as simple as just monitoring our beliefs and learning about the law of attraction, to being more complicated in understanding our own financial literacy through education and understanding investments and saving. There's so many aspects to this. It is a science and an art. And in learning to become prosperous, we learn more about ourselves. It is a spiritual process that you must embrace. There's no need for you to have feelings of guilt around being prosperous. You must change the way you think and act towards your prosperity, and you must create your prosperity blueprint. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com, and welcome to The Reality Revolution.